Hello, my name is Al and today I'm going to show you how to maintain the bearings of your Look KEO pedals. Look's KEO pedal is an incredibly successful and popular model. In order to extract maximum life and efficiency from the bearings, you can maintain them and we're going to show you how. You've probably got most of what you need to do this job. There is one item though that you might find slightly tricky to track down. Widely available on the internet though, it's Loctite 480, and this is a specific adhesive that you have to use when reassembling the pedal. You'll also need a 19mm spanner, a 19mm socket and torque wrench, some good quality grease, some paper towel and some alcohol. These are for your cleaning duties. Okay, so we've got all our tools and everything laid out here, ready to take the pedal apart. So we're working on the left pedal here. This is a regular thread, so a right hand thread. So in order to undo it, then we're turning the collar anti-clockwise. The right hand pedal has a left hand thread, so in order to undo the collar, we're turning it clockwise, so the opposite way that you normally would. So we're going to use our 19mm ring spanner here and crack the collar open. And with that loose, we can remove the axle from the pedal body. The next step is to clean any old grease and grime off the axle assembly and also the inside of the pedal body. Be careful not to get any grease on the threads of the collar or the threads inside the pedal body here, because it may prevent the Loctite from working correctly. If you do get any grease on the threads, then you can clean that off with a little bit of alcohol and some paper towel or a rag. Now it's time to re-lubricate the pedal before we reassemble it. The most important part of the lubrication here is this silver section here, and this is what contacts the needle roller bearing which lives inside the pedal body. So this needs to have some good quality grease put onto it, and we can also put a very thin smear, just enough to prevent any corrosion, on the other metal parts of the axle. Again, be careful not to get any on the threads of the collar. Before we refit the axle, we need to apply some of the Loctite 480 onto the collar. This will help prevent it from loosening. So we're just putting a drop of Loctite onto the threads, and it needs to cover about 3 of the threads. That should be enough. Don't go crazy on it. If you use too much, then you might find that your pedal is very hard to disassemble in the future. Reassembly is simply a case of inserting the axle inside the pedal body. Be careful not to get any of that grease off the axle onto the threads. And then we're just tightening the collar into place. Being a left-hand pedal, this is a clockwise motion in order to tighten it. Just make sure that the threads engage properly and only screw it in by hand to get it started. Once we've snugged that down, then we can tighten it correctly using a torque wrench and a socket. You need a deep multi-point socket to work on both of the collars. They're very slightly different, so it's important that you pay attention to that. There we go, that's tightened to 4 Newton meters. With the collar tightened to 4 Newton meters, we're going to leave it for an hour for the glue to dry, and once that's dried, then we're going to check it. The way that we're going to check it is we're going to reset the torque wrench to 5 Newton meters, and we're going to try and tighten it again. The collar should not move as you achieve 5 Newton meters, so allow the torque wrench to click, and as long as the collar isn't moving at that time, then we know it's all secure and it's not going to come loose. Once you've finished with one pedal, obviously repeat for the other, and then they're all good to go back onto the bike, go out and hit the road. Thanks for watching, see you next time.